And we're live. Hi. Hi Amy. I don't know if you're still on. Hi. It should be evening your time, but it's night time my time. But how was your day? Let me just put it on Twitter quickly for anybody that wants to join. Um, Give me a second. Let me just put it on Twitter for anybody that wants to join. Um, okay. Like for the next 2 hours, for those who want to join the reading script. Aha. Because I always have to put emojis because I love emojis. There you go. So I have tweeted it. We're going to start roughly in probably in another 2 minutes. So at 9:05, because I do want us to get a lot of reading done today. My pick, like I mentioned in the tweet, I am going to be reading The Wrath and the Dawn, or The Wrath and the Dawn, yes, by Rene. Adie. Hi. I have to chew it. Like I have gum in my mouth because I'm going to be here for a while. Hi, Shay. I'm going to be here for a while, and it's already 9 p.m. my time. And my plan is for us to have this sprint for like 2 hours. So I will have to be up to like 11 p.m. And I think the older I got, the more the faster it is for me to fall asleep. Like I am less likely to be awake late in the night because my body's like, nah, girl, we're going to bed. We're going to bed now. Our old bones can't take it. So um, that's it. I'm chewing gum. For those that like, oh my god, she's chewing. Her mouth is moving. Yes, I'm chewing gum to stay awake. Um, Aisha, I'm so glad you could catch me live as well. Amy, it's your pick too. Yay! We can talk about it. Let me know if you want me to create like a separate channel on Patreon, not on Patreon, on Discord for us to talk about it. But I'm so excited. Okay, I'm so excited. Um, oh, thank you, thank you so much. I got them last year, no, 2 years ago. Oh my god, time really flies. I got them 2 years ago. It was like I think January or February in 2020 that I got them, and my plan was to like get a new pair last year, and like I kept forgetting because I bought 3 pairs and 2 of them are broken. This is the last one, so I'm just trying to hang in there. Hi, Pat. Sorry, everybody. I'm just trying to create space for more people to join. After which we would start. But like I said, this is the book I am reading. What book are you guys planning on reading? And even if it is that like you're not reading the books for the Fuckathon, like maybe it is that you're reading them instead for say just a regular book, you can still join. It's still cool to like have that company. But I figured we could make this official for me to kick it off, and then the next live would be on Sunday when we're wrapping up the I was just about to say the Fuckathon. The Fuckathon. I meant Fuckathon. But yeah, so to ask one, what are you all reading? If you could drop it in the comments. And two, the first sprint, because I like spacing out my sprint. So the first sprint, should we do a 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour sprint, like to kick things off like officially? Just drop it down in the comments as well, because I am willing to take on all the feedback with regards to that. I know some people do not like reading like at a stretch for a long period of time, and some people prefer it. So it would be nice to know that. Audiobook wasn't available on my library app, so I'm downloading the ebook. But if you're audiobooking, I have a credit in Audible to use. Oh, cool. I do actually have 2 credits in Audible that I'm saving. I don't know what I'm saving, but I'm saving them for like I know there will be a time when I'll be like, this is what I've been saving this thing for. But I'm still saving the credits, and I've not yet actually bought any books from Audible in the last 3-4 months. But I am reading it in physical copy, and the reason why I'm reading it in physical copy, it's going to be so silly to some of y'all. It's because of this. So I got the magnetic bookmark. I can't remember what book box it was in, but I think it was in a book box like 4 or 5 years ago. No, 4 years ago. And I got this then. And I'm like, oh, it'll be cool when I finally get around to reading it. If I'm reading it in like a physical copy, I'll be able to use this. The girl, I don't know what her name is. Oh, I think it's Shazad, yes. So because this is Khalid. Shazad's on, I don't know where I put it. I think I legit, I could have sworn that I put it in this book when I first started it, and then I didn't finish it, and I don't know where it went. So I'm missing Shazad. Um, I think so. I think you should get like round frames. I'm going to still get like unconventional, untraditional frame shapes because I want to be able to play with shapes now. But yes, you should totally get round frames. I think that people do not understand just how amazing and comfortable they are. So I am definitely with you on this. Um, yes, The Wrath and the Dawn is a duology. I think the second book, something, the Rose and the something. I have the second book as well. So like my plan is if I actually finish this enough and I want to keep talking about it, then I would get the second book. So yes, this is part of a duology. No apologies necessary. We all read at our own pace. It makes perfect sense. Hi Lala, thank you for joining. Brittany! Ah! um, I had a pair of red cat eye glasses, and now I have a pair. Oh my god! Ooh, I do need a pair of cat eye glasses. Now that you mention it, it would be so cool. It would be so cool. I can just imagine rocking it with like a black agbada. Oof, that would be so hot. I'll be like, oh my god, I look hot. Okay, so, but yes, I think we've made it to 9:10 because I know everybody's. I was waiting for more people to join, but I think we can start. Let me see. Thank you, Brittany. Yes, I know. I have actually told myself mentally that I'm only going to be on for about an hour and a half to 2 hours max, and then I have to go so that I can go to bed because I do want to be in bed before midnight. So there is that. Thank you so much, Shay. Thank you. Please do not forget to drop a like. It helps my channel. The YouTube algorithm has been kicking me in the kicking my ass for months now. So this is much appreciated. Thank you so much. Okay, so okay, let's get started because I was aiming for exactly 10 minutes past, and now we've made that time. I will set it. If I was using my personal computer, I would have had the timer present, but it's difficult to share this with my iPad. But I use my iPad because of the fact that my data acts weird if I'm not using my iPad for my life. So I'm going to set the timer for 30 minutes, right? So, yes, please hydrate, take all the water. We're ready, and we're going to start now. Oops, we're starting now. We've hit the first 30 minutes because I did set the timer for 30 minutes. We've hit the first 30 minutes mark. Excuse me. And okay, so I would go first. I was able to read the first 20 pages of The Wrath and the Dawn by Rene Adie. What what is everybody reading? Where did you all get to in it? Hi, Whitney. Thanks for joining. While I wait for everybody to respond, or like whoever wants to respond. Like I said, I read the first 28 pages. I would say that Rene Adie's writing in this book is pretty easy to read, right? And I think that I actually prefer the characters and I'm invested more in their stories with the way in which she's done this, as opposed to the other Rene Adie book I've read is The Beautiful. And I did give that 3 stars because I felt like it was forever delayed. Oh, you're on page 29. So we're on the same page then. We're on the same page. That's great. So I would say that maybe what is helping me and helping me with reading this book and following this story is the fact that it is based off of an actual story I have read, right? I do love 1001 Nights. And I guess I'm just trying to bring that connection. Interestingly enough, I am very intrigued by the fact that the way in which Rene Adie has written this book, individual characters have their POVs, right? So we've seen Shazad's POV, we've seen Tariq's POV, who is her childhood friend and also first love. We've seen Ursa, that's Shazad's younger sister's POV. So I'm wondering if we're going to get multiple POVs from different characters, or if she's only giving that point of view narration to characters we should care about. Interestingly enough, we've not gotten any point of view of Khalid, the prince, not the prince, sorry, the sultan-ish. So I'm actually very intrigued. And there's a scene in page 28 where Issa's father goes into the library and she's like, "Oh my God, did you go and get a book?" And he's like, just one. And I'm like, you see, that man gets me. Because if I have to upend my life and go somewhere new, like a new place, I don't know anybody, best believe I am packing all the books on my shelf. Even if it is that I can only pack one t-shirt and a pair of jeans, I am like the rest of the boxes, the rest of my luggage is going to have my books because I need my books. So I was like, Jahanda, he gets it. So that is what I'm dealing with so far. Whitney is reading Killers of the... Okay, oh, you plan to read Killers of the Forest Moon. That sounds intriguing. Let me check on Goodreads because I don't think I've ever... I don't think I've seen it before. Also, confession time, because I suck at being able to... Oh, so is that the Osage Murders and the Birth of the FBI by David Graham? That is interesting, right? That's a very interesting choice. Wow. Oh my God, I just read the synopsis. Whitney, this is a great choice. I'm intrigued. I would love to hear your thoughts when you're done because wow. Just wow. 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 Like that is great. That is a great choice. 17 pages of the Memory Librarian. How did I just say librarian? English is a bitch. Librarian. Oh my God. I keep forgetting Liberian is, a national of Liberia, librarian, were the ones that gave me an escape when I was a child and gave me a place where I felt safe and comfortable. I love the library. So how is it going? How are you enjoying the Memory Librarian? Um, you see, good, because I thought it was only me. So happy to learn that I'm not the only one. Amy, that is bringing me joy. Okay. Um, 20 pages left of freshwater by Quick Amazing. Oh, I am like, Freshwater is the first Quick Amazing book I read. And I read it. It was a book club I was a part of. Um, and I remember it was such a polarizing book because half of us loved it and the other half hated it. And I was in the I loved it camp. And Nigerians are very vocal, especially Nigerians that read. So it was like 3 hours of us just debating back and forth. And I'm like, that is just a great sign of a good writer because they're not like the argument was not, oh, it's shitty or anything. No, their use of language, the rhythm with which they write was beautiful. So that was not the conversation. The conversation was actually about Ogbanjes and, vehicles and the depiction and, okay, the disorders and everything. So it was more with regards the story itself and the things that they brought up in the story, and it was just great. So I'm happy that you enjoyed it. Ashwara is one of my favorite characters. Oh, even though technically she is a personality, but I love her. So I'm glad you enjoy that, and I'm glad moving on to Bitter. I hope that is also a blast to read. Thank you so much for me. I really want to know because I am so intrigued. Like that premise sounds brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I think that we can do another 30-minute sprint because I'm really, really, oof. Like, do you get it? Like when you're reading, see, taste, it is so good. Have you read The Death of Vivek Orji yet? Because I think that is also phenomenal. Like, how the story would end, but it does not stop it from breaking you. And that was just done so well. Akweke Emezi can write. They are brilliant. Um, have you read Death of Vivek Orji? I do need to read their most recent book. Is it defy death with your beauty, or you confuse death with your beauty? I can't remember. I know that there's death and then there's beauty, and like all I needed to see was the death in the title because I do like just mentions or depictions of death in books. So there is that. Oh yeah, so I was saying that I'm reading this book, and the funniest thing about Wrath on the Dawn is that it has been on my shelves for over 4 years. I have had The Wrath on the Dawn for over 4 years, and I've never picked up the book because I was just like, anytime I wanted to start, I just didn't feel like it. And I think that's what I love about reading sprints because it just gives you that moment of stepping away from everything and just concentrating on the book you're reading and then just having time. I know you're like, what happened? See, Comp Up was all like, I'm going to come. So I'm like, oh, cool. He wants snuggles. He wants me to carry him. And then he's like, ha 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 ha, psych. And he ran away. And I'm like, see, he doesn't want snuggles. He doesn't want me to carry him. He just wants me to know that he knows that I want to snuggle and carry him. And he's choosing to say no to me. My cat, people, my cat. Was the first book of theirs I've read, but I'll definitely be reading more. Yes, please do. I think it is brilliant. And like every other book that they've written since then, because Freshwater was their debut novel, and every other book that they've written since then has just gotten even better and better. So like if you loved Freshwater, you can like rest easy in the knowledge that all the books that came after that are even better than Freshwater if that was possible. So I'm really happy that you got to have that experience and you got to enjoy that. Okay. So I think that because you all are here to get some reading done, right? Because we want to finish one book, at least one book, throughout the at least one book through the weekend. So let me see. I think we'll have another 30 minutes reading sprint. Okay, I will start now. And we've hit the second 20 minutes and 30 minutes sprint mark. Oops, my magnetic bookmark fell. The one with Khalid's face. You know, because I have his face here. I don't know where I put my Shazad one. So every time I want to remember what that face is like, because I do suck at, you know, picturing people's faces on descriptions in books. So usually I have to Google like fan art of the character to have like an image of the character's face in my head. I don't know if anybody else does that. I know some people do, and I know some people are great at picturing characters. That is just not me. But in the second 50 minutes mark, I finished page 63. So I would be starting page 64 in our next read through. Um, sorry, so how did everybody else do? Amy got to page 49. That is nice. Let me confirm what is on page 49. Hold up, let me see. Page 49. Page 49. Yes, that is after Despina, and she's introduced to Despina and Majiputu just before she meets Jalal. That is nice. Whitney read one chapter, page 37. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. But how is it going, right? So that means you read 20 pages between like the last sprint and this sprint of the Memory Librarian. Are you enjoying it so far? And thank you so much for also confirming the title. It's You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. Like that title already, I'm just like, it's gonna be so good. And I heard it's like a romance kinda. And I think this is the first Akweke romance, so I'm really excited about that. I don't know if Danielle is still with us. Hi, Danielle. Welcome. Yeah, sure. We hope we're giving, us being here is helping you with your homework as well. So that is cool. I am also enjoying her writing. Okay, so I think I'm all caught up on the comments so far. I'm also enjoying her writing. I did hear that it is like the book gets very annoying, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed because so far, this is what I've read so far of it, and so far I'm actually enjoying it. I do think that I have a weakness for repartees and characters who are quick on their feet and have responses going like that, like that. There's this presently in this scene, and you get there soon, Amy. There's this scene we're in where she's at the courtyard, and there's just this witty banter between her and Jalal and Khalid that is just giving me life, and I'm like, okay, so I don't mind that at all. Um, and I also like the way in which Rene Adie does bring in a lot of the Middle Eastern clothing and food choices. I really like that. Um, oh, very interesting depiction of a futuristic society. I like. It's so weird. I think that a lot of the times when we are looking at books, more books focus on either a fantasy of the past or just no real clear depiction of time. I'm trying to see. Let's see if I can grab Compop. Give me a second. Let me see. If I move really, he ran away. He ran away. Was like, nah, you're not gonna catch me. You're not gonna catch me. Which is like, I want the cuddles and I want the snuggles. Okay, so I'm actually really, I really would like to hear like how it is in the live show, like how the entire story panned out for you. That would be great. Um, got distracted, but read one chapter of Bitter, understandable. Look at Cocaine. See, this is what happens when you're patient. This is what happens when you're patient. You get Compop who is trying to run away. Hi, Compop. Say hello to everybody. Mm. I know for those of you that like have seen him and known him since he was a kitten, he's grown so big. Haven't you, baby? Haven't you, baby? I have like my friends are like, yo, they should come and live in my house because like can you see him? Look, he's so big. He's such a big baby. Like, oh, I wish y'all can and he's so heavy. There you go. He likes like when it's evening time, He likes lying down like on the pillows right beside me. So there is that. So let's do a couple little scratches because he likes the old scratches behind his ears. So I'm indulging him, giving him that. And now he's ran away. The cat is so cute. Thank you. He's adorable, isn't he? Oh Lord, he's so cute. Like sometimes I just look at him and I'm like, why are you so cute? And then when he's like, do not touch me anymore, and runs away, and I'm like, but why? Why are you running away from me? Why run away from me when you're so cute? I love him. I love him. He's adorable. So yes, I'm actually really back to the Wrath and the Dawn. I really do appreciate, like I mentioned, the fact that the terminologies, the terminologies, the foods, the dress, the styles of dress, everything does really come together in a way that is just brilliant. And I'm like, I'm really immersed in the world. And that's the thing, because we understand 1001 Nights focuses more on the individual stories that Shahrazad is telling, right? And then so you have the beginning, the establishment of what are the stakes. Oh, he's been killing all these women, blah blah blah, Shahrazad. And then it breaks. There's the short intermissions with, okay, the night comes, day breaks, tells her to continue telling the story the next evening, and then they do that, blah blah blah. And in the Wrath and the Dawn, like, there's a full expansion of that world, and I think that is actually really done well. So yeah, it has grown. It has grown. I am so proud. I'm like, oh, because when I got him at a time when I'd never had a pet before, and my very good friend Sarah of our Double Serendipity, she was the cat mom that was like taking up all my she was a cat mom that was taking all my questions and all my calls because I was panicking. Like every little thing, I was like, "Oh my god, he did this! I don't know what to do." And she was like, "Calm down, Nori. Okay, this is what you should do. This is this. This is normal. You don't need to freak out. Blah blah blah." And I think that like she kept me sane because now there are some things he does, and I'm like, "Come top," and I'm like, and like flash back to me because he's going to be 3 in November this year. He's going to be 3 years old. He's an adult. Come, come. And he's an adult that is choosing right now to ignore me. So it's that. But it's cute, yeah. Right? Because I was like, oh my god, so much food and I'm hungry. But then I just finished eating. Um I just finished eating and then what am I call it? So I'm kind of full. Not really, but I want to munch on something. And while the gum is being very like a lifesaver at the moment, so I'm like, yay, thank you, chewing gum. Um, Missing him. Choose your next book to read. Oh, I'm sorry, but like, of course, maybe after this live show, you can just look at that time because I think it was like at an hour 20 something minutes that he showed up. So you can look at that. So far, a queer black woman is in charge of flagging deviant memories, even as she's in danger of being toppled from her position. Wow, that does sound like there's that level of extra layer of intrigue and exactly what is going to happen that I am living for that I really, really appreciate and I like. It sounds really great. I really want to would love to hear your thoughts at the end of it. But yeah, so I think that so far I think we've done 2 sets of sprints. So we're going to do our last set of 30-minute sprints, after which we'll just talk, and then that'll just be the um, me wrapping up today's reading sprint as we prepare for Sunday's live show. But okay, so let me just set. Give me a second. Let me set the timer again for another 30 minutes. And we're starting now. Okay, and we have finished the last 30 minutes sprint for today. Okay, so the story is I am intrigued by exactly how it is going through. I did finish page 114, so I'm currently on page 115. What did everybody read? How did everybody feel about what they read? Um, how are you feeling about the book you chose for the prompt? Right? Because after today's sprint, then it's, you know, so excuse me, the next time we'll be talking will be at the live show on Sunday at the end of the weekend reading sprint. So at the end of FuckAthon weekend, I meant. So how is it going? Hi, Erin. Oh, I did not even notice the spammer was back. Ugh. And I did block. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube, right? YouTube should have considered the fact that I blocked them first. So I have blocked them. Hi, Nadia. Hi, Erin. We have finished the sprint. Sorry. We finished. This is the last. We had three. We had three blocks of. We had three blocks of 30 minutes each, and this is we just finished the last 30-minute sprint. Um. So there is that. Liz is reading Well of Ascension by Brandon Anderson. Oh my god. I have still never read any of Brandon Sanderson's books, even though I was gifted yes, is it Warbreaker? Is it Warbreaker or Warbringer? Warbreaker. It was Warbreaker. I was gifted Warbreaker, um and I bought is it had this is Skyward at Star Side. So that is YA books. So I have those are the only three Brandon Sanderson books I have, and I've not read them yet. I need to get to them because I've heard so much great things. So yes. Um Amy is on page 64. Let me just confirm exactly what is in page 64. Give me a second. Oh, I can't believe I'm reading it so fast. Oh, okay. The image in the site with the bow and arrow. Got that. Page 57. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. And is it still giving you um, all the futuristic drama that you want? Whitney was able to read another chapter. Secrets have been revealed. I'm probably going to read another 200 pages. That is me because, like, the minute it ended, I was just like, "Ooh, I can't stop here. I need to know exactly what is happening." So I'm definitely going to read. And this is already past 11 p.m. So I probably would read some more in bed to like maybe probably to like midnight or like 1 a.m. and then go to bed and start reading again today, like tomorrow morning when I wake up. But I'm actually finding it very intriguing. I'm not going to say much because I don't want to spoil things, but it's getting better. Um, it looks like I was right when I was like, it seems like our girl Shazad is taking the fuck authoritarianism thing really literally because, girl, how are you so? That's just yeah, just like, okay. Oh, I'm so sorry, Erin. I would have done another sprint tomorrow, but I already have like you already know another sprint on Patreon tomorrow, so that's already going to take a lot of that evening time, and I will probably just want to go to bed. But I would be on Twitter just tweeting and just checking up on people reading. I'm happy. My favorite book as a middle grade kid were a collection of Simba's adventures and the Arabian tales. Right? It is so lovely. Is doing so well. Bree, how are you? Thank you. Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining. It's great to have you here. Right in my warehouse, right in mine as well. I came because so many people love him. They are all right, right. Because one of my very good friends absolutely adores Sanderson. And I like the reason why I didn't buy him back when I wanted to buy like um the I think his universe is Cosmere, right? Like buy all the books in the Cosmere universe. Because she was like, oh, she wanted to get it for me, but then stuff happened and she lost her job and she wasn't able to get it. So I probably would get around to eventually buying them in bits and pieces. Eventually, leaving work and then I'll start reading. Yay! What book are you reading? This I know, right? Like sleep is highly overrated. Confession time. I slept till 1 p.m. this afternoon. No, no, not was it 1? I don't think it was 1. I think it was like past 11 to 12. And I was convinced that my clock was broken and that it was still 7 a.m. I don't know how the fuck I thought it was still 7 a.m. It was just a mess. Another 4 hours before I think about going to bed, I'm gonna read. Get some reading done. Halfway through chapter 4, also intrigued so far. Glad I picked this one up. This is just bringing me so much joy. Warbreaker and Elantris are some of my favorite Brandon Sanderson. I also love the Skyward series. Okay, so like Warbreaker is so cool. My question is that is it like I think is it a standalone? Because I think they said that it's a series. Is it one? Is it a standalone? Two, what does it like? What position does this like have or hold in the Cosmere universe? Because like if it is somewhere further down or is not the first book that officially kicks off the universe, then I do know that my brain will not be I will not be able to turn things off, right? um and I think that that's something that concerns me with regard, like I have to read it in a particular way. So that's actually why I've been terrified of starting Warbreaker, right? Because I know, for example, for the Realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb, her universe, I know that we start things off with the Assassin's Apprentice. So I know that when I want to start the books, I am actually officially starting with the way in which the universe is going to be. Yeah, that makes any sense. So it would be nice to know if it like starts and like if it's how high up that totem of books and the way in which it's arranged that should be in. Um Gonna be a Patreon to hang out with you. Say less. Let me go see what. Yeah, come join us on Patreon. It's so much fun. At the moment, we are currently reading Saga, the comic, and we're currently in volume 3. So we actually meet every Saturday and to read and all of that. So we're reading Saga. We finished Promise Neverland. Promise Neverland was the one we read before that. And before Promise Neverland, we read The Sword of Kaigen, which was, that was like 2 months of perfection. So there is that. So yeah, Warbreaker and Elantris, sorry, are standalones. I know I figured it was autocorrect. Autocorrect is annoying. Warbreaker and Elantris are standalones for now, but he has said that he plans on writing sequels to them. Okay. So that means I can actually kick off on that. And because I also love the UK, the white UK cover. It's just great. It's just great, right? It is so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so I'm just a mess. Um, Up to date on Saga Obsessed. Right. Like our hope is hopefully to be able to be all caught up with it, so that we can then move on to the next book we want to read for our body read. But it is so great. I'm just I am in love with Hazel and her mishmash family. Like the world building, the story, everything is just perfect. It's great. Um, if I could, I would. If I could afford it, I would buy the UK cover to all these books. But right now, I only have Warbreaker and Elantris. It's the same for me. It's the same for me. It's also the reason why I'm actually very picky and like carefully selecting the books. So I know that the next set, like because I actually do want to get the UK version because I just think it's so pretty. So that's what I'm going to do. I think like my aim is to get maybe like 2 or 3 books of A's at a time, maybe buy it like every couple of months, save towards it and all of that. Because like inflation, recession, the naira at the moment is just it just keeps going down. It's terrifying. It's really terrifying. I need to read a couple chapters of Saga tomorrow before body read. You need to. It took all the strength and self-control for me not to read past chapter 15 because I was like, I want to know more. I cannot wait. Oh my god, I cannot wait. I'm excited. There's supposed to be 10 books in the Stormlight Archive. Oh my god, and 10 books in the Skyward series. The man never slows down. What on 10? 10? And his books are big. And he doesn't write small books, he writes big books. 10? Wow. Wow. Brandon Sanderson never ceases to surprise me. But yeah, this is just okay. I'm going to be. My brain is still just processing the fact that he legit wants to write 10 books in the Stormlight Archives and 10 books in the Skyward series. Like 10. That's 20 books for just 2 series. Yo. Oh my god. I'm shook. But yeah, I think that's we're probably going to be wrapping up. Yes, I do agree. I think it's part AI because how is he doing it? What time does he have? Like, there is no way that man has the same 24 hours everybody else does because what on earth? Excuse me? How is he doing it? How is he doing it? Like, there is no way he does not have the same 24 hours we all do. I refuse to believe it. Oh my god, Murderbot. Like, ooh. That is another series I want to get into. I want to get into that series. I want to get more of Becky Chambers, like, because she did get me the first Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and I want to get the rest of the books in the series. I also want to read Murder, but like there are so many books I want to read. So many books to read, so little time. It's so sad. But yeah, that's just going to be great. I'm sorry, you wrote what? You wrote 5 books for fun during COVID? I was barely remembering to get out of bed. Like my depression spiked during COVID. How on earth is he writing 5 books for fun? 5. Motherboard book 5. Like I need to get, even if it is that I just get maybe the first like book 1 or book 2, then I can start. Like, oh my god, I have heard so many great things, and I have a weakness and fondness for AI getting like finding their humanity and becoming more people. Like, I really love it. It's one of the reasons why I keep replaying the Mass Effect trilogy. Right. It is my favorite game. I think I think I was initially thinking like, oh, top 5, but I was like, no, I think it's my favorite game because I think I have replayed it more times than I have every other game. Dragon Age is very close. But the Mass Effect trilogy, one of my favorites. And between Legion and Edie, the whole point of Edie getting her humanity and then being this technically this AI in the body of, uh, uh, a being that was built like her. I can't wait to read Motherboard. Oh, wait, hold on. So, are you reading the Motherboard series like physically, or are you reading them via audio? Because I have 2 credits. Maybe I should get the audiobook of fun. But I just need to know like how good is the audiobook for Murderbot. That would be great because I usually just save my audiobook credits for romances because there's just something very satisfying about listening to a romance novel when you're going for a walk, because I like to go for walks in the morning before work actually starts, and it is fantastic. Like you're listening to all them sexy times while you're walking and nobody can hear what you're listening. Like it's just this added secret that I have that just makes me smile and makes my entire day, makes my morning, makes my entire day. So yes, audiobook if I can. Okay, I'll consider that. Then. Because there's just something I just like audiobooks at the same time audiobooks, but I also like audiobooks at the same time audiobooks. So that's just me. I've just been going yo-yo with all my feelings and all my thoughts. Well, yeah, I do think that I think that this will probably be where I would end today's sprint. This is the first live show I've done in a while. And this is, I think, the first reading sprint I have done in even longer than that. If you all like this, I might probably do more of it, even outside of what's what I'm looking for, outside of like the FuckAthon, Readathon, right? I might do more. The only thing about it is that usually the reason I can do this, of course, on Fridays, because tomorrow is Saturday and all of that. So I might do more on like other Fridays, maybe once a month. It could be really cool. Just sit down, read, chat about it, and everything else. But if I'm going to be making that like a thing and more consistent, I will definitely mention it on Twitter. I'll mention it on Twitter, and I'll create the banners so you all can set the reminders and timers. Okay, yeah, so everybody's all yay to more future sprints. Okay, so that works for me then. Okay, so I'm glad to see that everybody's in agreement with that. And we would end the sprint here because, like I said, it's nearly 11:30 p.m. my time. I need to go. So impromptu, right? It should be impromptu, exactly. So that I can be like, oh, do I feel like doing a reading sprint this Friday? Yes, then I'll just set up the thing on StreamYard and have it go. So that would work. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you, Whitney. It was fun. It was fun having everybody here. I hope you enjoy the rest of the Fuckathon weekend. Please keep reading your book choices. Like I said, I am reading The Wrath and the Dawn. This is how much I got to read in this reading sprint, which is great. I actually have really high hopes that I will be able to finish this before Sunday so that we can talk about the state of the world and also talk about the various books we read. So bye everybody. See you in my next sprint. And for those of you participating in the Fuckathon, see you on Sunday for the Fuckathon live show. Bye.